Now for money, right, that's too expensive. You kind of have two kind of things. First one is the value. So they just don't believe that it's worth it, right? So nothing is ever too expensive. It's just it's not worth the price in their minds, right? Like we're selling a $4,000 or $5,000 package. And if you were to offer them a house for $5,000, they would never tell you that that's too much, right? Or that they don't have the money because they would find the money, right? And so it's never about the package being too expensive. It's about them not believing that the package is worth the money, right? So that's value. Now there's another thing. Let's say they do believe the value, but they just literally don't have the money and they don't know a single person that has $500 or $300 for a down payment or whatever, right? And if we're using Flex, then they don't have 325 to afford the package. So here the angle is it's not about it's not about having the resources, it's about being resourceful, right? And so everyone has had an unexpected bill happen in their life, right? And the older the person is, the more times they've had this experience where they've had a bill that was way too much than what they thought they could chew, um, but they made it happen. Typically, most people get out of these situations, and so that's sort of proof that like you in the past you have proven that you do have the muscle of to being resourceful. But the problem is like, but what's weird is that you flex that muscle when it's for other people, when it's for your debt collectors, when it's for Uncle Sam, essentially when it's for someone else, but you don't do it when it comes to improving your own life or when it comes to getting things that you want, right? You do it for others. You flex this muscle of being resourceful for others, but you don't do it for yourself, right? And so like I know like one of the things, especially when this really works if like they got approved for financing, like for instance with Cherry, well, everyone's gonna have Flex, right? And so everyone's gonna get approved with Flex. And they see the payments and they say like, oh my God, $300 a month is too much or whatever. Like that is literally a resourceful thing, right? We all know that everyone has $300. It's just they're going to Starbucks every day, right? You go to Starbucks every day. There you go. That's like $200 at least, right there. And so I like one of the things that Mikkel does from Issel's team is when they're when in the Cherry checkout process, if when the person starts giving pushback saying that it's too much, it's still too much every month. She goes like, "Oh, well, how many times a month do you go out with your husband, right? Or how many times do you go to Starbucks or whatever?" And so she kind of finds the thing where money is being spent that doesn't need to be spent on that. It's not a necessity. And she goes, "Well, look, well, if you just stop going out 4 times a month and just start going out 2 times a month, uh, there's the money right there for the package. And you're going to lose weight as well because you're not going to be drinking so many sugary drinks. You're not going to be drinking so much wine or eating so much steak. And so it's a win-win. So just click right. Yes, what you can do is you can just choose your payment plan. So right there, and then she goes for the close, right?